Hey everyone, it's Dylan here. Welcome to the first video on this channel. Yeah, I'll make this one kind of brief because I'll probably mention it 8 more times in the future. But this has been in the works for 5 to 6 years, doing something on this related to wrestling. And yes, I have some ideas I'm going to try out and experiment later on this channel, but that's for later on. Right now, what it is we are doing the July 24th, 2021 edition of WWE Smackdown, aka last night, as of, recording and uploading. Yeah, for the most part, this will be a thorough review. Everything's going to be quoted verbatim, but there's some times where I may have got personally bored or tired, I guess would be a better way of saying it, during the match, so I kind of tuned out and Cliff Note wrote, but for the most part, it's going to be accurate to the script, per se. Alright, enough of all that. Let's get into the show. The show starts off with the new normal WWE opener. Gotta say, I like it a lot better than the one they used to have, like, way back in the day. But that's neither here nor there. Maybe I'll do a tier list one day about the openers of WWE/F. Anyway, the announce team welcomes you to insert town here. I think it's somewhere in Ohio. Let's go with that. Because today is a simulcast? Let's try that one again, Dylan. Today is a simulcast of Smackdown in 2 places. One's in Miami, which we'll get to later, and the other one is here in Ohio. I believe it's Ohio. My apologies if I'm wrong, okay? I just watched it. I don't have any information to fact track myself on. Except for the live feed, but you know what? Whatever. The crowd was really electric, needless to say. Like, I expected them to be a little rowdy and crazy, but for the most part of tonight, they've been kind of missing WWE a little bit. I know, shocker. But yeah, Cena comes out and the crowd freaking loses it. I just want to call it a little gimmick infringement, though, real quick. The announcers say, "Welcome to the Summer of Cena." We need to talk there. 3 separate occasions off the top of my head I could think of. That's a gimmick infringement. Anyway, Cena stalls for a bit, lets the crowd, pick him up on the mic, his normal Cena thing, if that makes sense. And, he does his, how do I say it without sounding insulting? He does his normal Cena promo, but it felt fresh. You don't see Cena for a certain time. His promos don't feel like the same thing every time. But yeah, it was the average Cena promo. Crack some jokes here, call out some people. Specifically, Roman Reigns, because he wants to challenge him at SummerSlam for the title. This promo was wild, though. Like, the crowd was very much so invested in it all the way through. And I appreciate the fact that he said that the company was slacking. And he also called out the Thunderdome and the LED screens. And they're also genuine reactions. Yeah, no, it's just humorous, though, because it's such a normal, like, I'm Cena. I'm going to try my hardest to, please the crowd here, crack a couple jokes, say, man, I missed you all, etc., etc. Which he probably does. I'm giving the guy shit, but simultaneously, he probably, really means what he says. All that I'm saying is that he I'm gonna steal an old catchphrase of his. He looked at the camera, it has a little towel, it's 2K15, and he says, "It's time to go to work." And boy howdy did he go to work tonight. Cena said earlier that Roman's scared of him is why he ain't answering him, and Paul says, no, it's not that he's scared of him, he's just ignoring him. However, after he said that, Paul also said that we'll receive a message by the end of tonight, so there's that. Oh, how can I forget that he also does a lot of weird stuff in the span of 1 minute, but it popped me, so I'll take it. So he says, instead of the champ is here, he says the tribal chief is here, and then he does the Ravado do 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 thing, and does a weird dance while he's walking away. It's so out of character for Paul, but I feel like it is Paul too at the same time, So the announcers then kind of wrap up what just happened, and then they play a promo package of Finn Balor returning to the main roster last week to beat up Sami Zayn. So yeah, and then Finn comes out. He's doing his old gimmick still, but I think that's going to build to the Prince character. I don't know. We'll see. I'm going to let it play out before I have an opinion about it. Anyway, this sets up him and Sami having a match. I'm not going to lie to you. I wrote down a lot of details about this match, but I'll be honest with you. It's this star is returning. Let's give them somebody to put them over match. Yeah. Spoiler alert. Finn ends up beating him. This goes through a commercial break. Anything else? Nah. He ends it with the corner spot and then coup de bras and 3 count. After that, there's a transition back to Kayla Braxton talking to Baron Corbin apparently about his bad finances. You know, I tune in every now and then, but I guess that's Corbin's new gimmick, is that he's broke ever since he lost the King of the Ring crown, which doesn't make sense because he's getting paid the same, I guess. Whatever. Anyway, apparently, according to the show, I don't know if it's real or kayfabe, he started a crowdfunding site and he lost money, and apparently his identity was stolen. He had to ride a public bus. Oh no. This script was such I'm a rich person IRLs that doesn't know how to be poor, so I'm going to write as if a rich person had to pretend to be poor. It's so, like, not real at all. But you know what? It's humorous. I liked it. Yeah, then he just walks out of shot, like, really depressed, really sad. And then it transitions to Big E, like, doing his intro. Like, I mean, alright. They show a replay of the men's Money in the Bank from last Sunday. And let me just say this. I don't know when, don't know where, don't know how, don't know why. But, well, I do know why. But eventually on this channel, I will be doing a review of WWE Money in the Bank 2011. Oh my god, 2011. I mean, maybe, but 2021 is what I meant to say. So, all the events that have transpired then, that are talked about tonight, unless for storyline reasons, I'm not going to mention. So, right, this one's really weird. Like, Big E's in the ring, and he tries to start to say something, and then Apollo just comes out and interrupts, like, cuts him off for no reason. He doesn't even, like, say why he's out there or anything. But then, yeah, he talks crap for like 5 seconds, and Dolph and Robert Roode's music interrupts him. You know, the Dirty Dogs. Ugh, I hate that name. They try to talk and say something about... Dolph says something weird. He was like, yeah, anybody who knows... Oh my god, he turns into Scott Steiner. No, he said something along the lines of like... Yeah, and if anybody should know about that Intercontinental title history, it should be us. Ain't that right? And it's like... talking about Robert Roode, and it's like, yeah, but I don't... Listen, Dolph, I think about with the Intercontinental title, but Robert Roode, that's... Hold on, I'm gonna look this up real quick. WWE, he went by Bobby Roode probably back then. IC Champ. Has this happened? Not Eric Champ, what? IC Champ. Did this actually happen? Hold on. Oh no, that's in the video game. Wait. Did he fight Dolph for the title? Whatever, I'm getting off track. I'm just going to presume he hasn't won, but you feel free to correct me in the comments below. Anyway, I'm getting off track. So they end up coming out, interrupting them, and then after that, the guy with the guitar comes out, and Nakamura comes out, and then at the end, Cesaro comes out. Alright, so the way, you know how formulaic WWE is. So, like, they were doing their normal formulaic stuff where there's enough people for, like, a 4-on-4, like the heels versus the face, and then they did that. Cesaro said he was going to put Apollo in a swing real quick, by the way. That might be important information. But yeah, Cesaro says that he's going to put Apollo in the swing. Which all I'm thinking about is like Alexa Bliss's swing. Like he just throws Apollo in it. Shoot, what's up? Sorry, that's all I'm thinking about now. Oh yeah, So I thought it was the formulaic pattern of WWE where it's like the faces versus the heels because there'd be enough for 4v4 there. But no, they just battle and look at each other very intimidatingly. And we transition to the announce team saying that the other half of this show is going to be in Miami. All right, so yeah, it's in Miami. Apparently, a hip hop event happened, and you know what that means. WWE's got to bring out one of their like 6 favorite people to introduce during this time. One of the ones that's not banned. So let's go down the list, right? Like Kid Rock, he's not banned, but he's not exactly like PG, so he's kind of sort of off the list for a bit. Plus, I think he's kind of controversial. I don't know. Limp Bizkit, yeah, Fred Durst is like banned from WWE or something like that. Saliva isn't hip hop or rap, so can't really do that. POD, I don't even think they exist anymore, so bye bye. So that just leaves Wally, WWE's favorite hip hop artist. Why couldn't they got Snoop Dogg? I mean, they have connections. Come on. But yeah, Wally comes out, and when Wally comes out, he brings out the Street Profits too, apparently. And apparently the match is going to be Dawkins versus Gable. Chad Gable, to be exact. Him and Otis are a team. And let me just tell you, how Otis looks now, I approve. I like the semi-shaved face and more serious-looking Otis than the long hair, beard, looking like a redneck, you know. So it's funny, like, when Wally brought out the Street Profits, they used a fog machine. And when we come back, they're already in the ring trying to fight, and you can barely see anything. So let's see here. Again, I described the match very vividly. If this weird pattern doesn't... Like, if you guys don't like it where I just say, here's the highlights, this is what happened in the match, this is who wins. Like, let me know if you want to hear a breakdown of it. But I feel like no one wants to hear a complete breakdown of the whole show. You'd like read something like that, for example, or go to somebody who's way more skilled than I am to do this. Okay, so apparently one of the things that's kind of important in case I mention this in the future. So Dawkins is selling an injured arm throughout the whole match, so Gable keeps on targeting it. Gable's an extremely talented wrestler, by the way. I know I'm not the first one to say it, but I just want to throw my opinion out there. Yeah, basically Gable's working Dawkins' bad arm the whole flipping match. Which I'm not complaining about that, just making a statement. And then, alright, so yeah, Gable's been targeting his whole arm. They have a normal back and forth like a wrestling match goes, but not like a normal wrestling match because they actually do some pretty innovative stuff here, like an arm breaker in the ropes, which I always love because it's very close to the tarantula. Please bring that move back, WWE. Anyway, Dawkins wins by giving him a pop-up spine buster for the 3. Alright, so they're like hyped up with Wally, like they're just doing their thing, being so happy to be there. Then Bianca Belair comes out, and like I get it, they're a couple, but that's also my complaint at the same time at WWE. Like, just because they're a couple doesn't mean you always have to put them on screen together. But hey, if they're happy, I'm happy for them, you know? Just griping as a fan. But yeah, she comes out, does the hair whip down the ramp thing. So the story here is that she can't use her hair to actually like whip her opponent because Carmella apparently had a title match last week and she used the hair, which Carmella is complaining it's illegal, plus she didn't have enough days to get prepared for the match. This is a great match. By the way, I just want to specify, even if I don't tell a match, like so far, the matches... Have we had two? Actually, real talk. Have we had 2 matches? Started off with Cena. And then... Yeah. Sami and Finn. So yeah, the matches that have happened tonight have been extremely flippin' awesome. I'm not complaining about the match qualities. I just... Again, to repeat what I said earlier, I feel like it'd be boring if I go, like, for example, if I say, like, oh, and then they went for a tie-up, and then after the tie-up, they bounced off the ropes for a leapfrog, and then had to come back, and then a 2-spot, oh, and then kicked out, oh, commercial break. I feel like that would be boring if I kept on doing that. Let me know what you think in the comments below, if, like, you have a problem with me just skimming through the match and giving you my opinion. But, yeah, here's what's up. So Bianca, they start out, they fight, and really this is just Carmella holds her own. Like they're trying to build her as a credible contender, but also, at least this is coming from my opinion at least, but also they're trying to show off the strength quality of freaking Bianca, because let me just tell you, she does some crazy stuff tonight. This is how I'll word it, right? I love women's wrestling as much as I love men's wrestling. When it's done correctly, it can be beautiful. With that being said, usually WWE screws up at doing it correctly. But with that being said, I mean, tonight, they did not have a bad match, which I didn't expect them to, like, stink up the joint, you know? But I would go out of my way to watch this match if I was you. All I'm going to say is Carmella lost. Bianca freaking ran through her like she was the biggest powerhouse. Like, imagine, like, the Ultimate Warrior, but with actual credibility and freaking athleticism in the ring. That's how strong they, like, pushed her. Anyway, she wins tonight. Oh, this happened. I don't know how many of these I'm going to call out. And I get some of these are WWE marketing, which, that's a book on its own. So, are you ready for this? After she wins, she's holding up the title, like she gets pyro going off. She's with her man and her friend. And Michael Cole says, and I quote, that it was the Bell era, like Bel Air, but Bell era. God, Michael, come on now. I know you don't write this, but come on now. Whoever wrote that, come on now. Alright, so after that happens, we go back to, I presume, Ohio. It shows Shotzi Blackheart, Tegan Nox, and Kevin Owens together. Like, Blackheart and Nox are or working on the tank, whatever, and Owens like, hey, you used your hammer to, like, try to fix it? You know, it's corny, but it's like, they're trying their best to make something out of this, you know. Anyway, Corbin comes by and he's just like, hey, look. He genuinely tries to apologize to Kevin. And WWE for a second almost did what WWE normally does, where they make their baby faces look like pricks. But thankfully they didn't. Kevin actually, like, after belittling him for a little bit, he actually forgave him. And he even gave him, like, $20. And then Corbin gets shot in the balls with the tank missile. Keep in mind, it's like a little Nerf ball or whatever, just shooting out like a freaking CVC pipe. But it's like, why? Why? What did Corbin do to deserve to... Hey, we're gonna shoot him in the balls, fella. He's a poor guy. Like, what's going on? Anyway, Rude and Ziggler try to, like, steal the money, and then Owens comes in with a fucking chair, and he's, like, storms him off with it. What is WWE? That's, like, the second time tonight that I had that. And freaking Rude and Ziggler are in both segments. Are they just part of an alternate universe reality where, like, everything doesn't make sense when it involves them in the story? Edge then comes out, and the crowd, like, pops big for it, because, you know, it's fucking Edge. So they go over what happens at Money in the Bank. Once again, I'm not going to talk about it, no spoilers, but I'm going to semi-talk about it because it's the focal point of this story. So we come back, Edge is in the ring, and he's talking about how hard he fought to come back, and how Rollins cost Sami his opportunity, basically, and about how this goes back further than just the other night. It goes back to, like, 2014, you know, when Rollins tried to break his neck on TV. Haha, good old times, co-workers, having fun. Where's freaking HR when you need them? Anyway, Edge then goes down this weird path where he's like, oh, I'm used to being dark. Here's where I have a problem with it, right? He says he's done some dark things in his careers. Perfect. You could talk about the fact that he manipulated Vicky. You know, you don't have to name drop her. He manipulated a GM to use her for her position of authority to get a title. concertoing 50-some, 60-some-year-old Ric Flair. Freaking, we can talk about the fact that he took the Money in the Bank from Mr. Kennedy. Again, all these names don't have to be name dropped. We can talk about, what's the big one? The fact that he literally made someone cheat with him. You know, we can talk about stuff that's like manipulative stuff that make the guy kind of look like, he can kind of be a dick when he wants to be, and manipulative, and he can do dark shit. Because Edge, as a whole, is a fucking vindictive character. Not the person. Like, I think he's probably, like, very cool to be around and actually very funny. But Edge as the character is a very twisted human being. Let's not forget all the freaking countless things he did between the time frame of 2006 and 2010. I think you could write like a book on that alone. So that's what I'm getting at. There's plenty of other material than what they use. What they decide to use is, I was a part of the Brood. And when they started off with that, I was like, oh yes, the guys who pretended to be vampires and came out of fire. You're spooky. But then I remembered they also, like, dropped some blood on people and hung the boss man. So I guess they got those credentials. And then he talks about he was also part of the Ministry of Darkness, and I would like to argue he was associated with the Ministry of Darkness. Yes, the Brood was a part of the Ministry of Darkness, but if he wasn't in the Brood, he wouldn't have been in the Ministry of Darkness. So it's like a convoluted way of saying they were technically just whatever. You get what I'm saying. He begged Rollins to come down there and, like, shut him up. So then Seth comes out and acts like this, like, entitled 2-year-old the whole time. I'm loving it, though. It's hilarious. And he's just running down the ring saying, oh, you're such an old man. He's trying to be so irritable. And Edge said, you know what? Why don't you get in the ring? I won't hit you, I promise. Okay, so then he gets in the ring. They shoot a promo on each other. And Edge says, remember that whole not punch you thing? I lied. And he punched him in the face. Rollins fights him in the corner. Then when he takes off his jacket, he turns his back. Comes back around, gets executed. Edge sets up a spear, but Rollins leaves then. Yeah, and for some reason, Edge picks up his jacket at the end of it. That was the weird part. Anyway, they promote Toni Storm debuting against Zelina Vega because they're burying her, apparently, when we get back. Alright, and then we get back. and Zelina's already in the ring when Toni comes out. They start up with a wait, I forgot I'm not actually giving you a breakdown. It's a good way, this match basically was a good way to make Toni look strong. There was like a headbutt, and then there was like the ass to the corner thing. And both of those looked freaking devastating. She ends up winning with her finisher, which, forgive me, I'm not familiar with. But she only does that because Zelina tries to, like, grab her by the waist, but when she does, she undoes her belt. And she uses that distraction to do her finisher, which I forgot what it's. Here it is, the Storm Zero for the 3. Alright. And then they have a progressive play of the week, whatever the hell they called it. Which was Usos versus Mysterios. Again, I'm not spoiling that because it was at Money in the Bank. Anyway, come back and Jimmy is going against Dominic. The only highlight of it is that they played 2K22 because Rey Mysterio is going to be the cover boy again. Alright, did anything happen during this? The Usos cheat at the end to win, just like they did at Money in the Bank. They did the little feet thing. Like, the Uso that wasn't in the match put his feet against the Uso that was to give him a leverage on the pin. It was like a roll-up. Yeah, and that's basically what happened. Oh, wait, sorry, I forgot the most important thing. So the match ends. They're all going down at the end of the ramp, the Usos are, and the Mysterios in the ring like, oh, and then Roman comes out, and they all pose, the pyro goes off, and then Roman and Paul go to the ring. Basically, I can sum it up in like under a minute. Ready? He's like, hey, why don't you acknowledge me? You at home. You in this arena. Acknowledge me. And, he said as far as Cena goes, he doesn't have to fight him and he's not going to fight him, so he declines the challenge. Then Finn Balor comes out and says, basically, like, what about me then? And the crowd starts chanting like Roman's scared. So all Roman says is just very intensely, he's like, I accept. And that would fade to black. End of the show. This is what I'll have to say. You know, maybe in the future I'll add a ranking system. Like, I'll give this show blank out of blank. But as a debut for this, as far as WWE events goes, this isn't the worst. I wouldn't put it up there with, like, the best of all time, but the main event segments were beautiful. The mid-card was the mid-card. Everything on here felt like it had a coherent flow, even if there was nonsensical stuff in it, which I enjoy a show with nonsensical stuff. I mean, that's what I get my bread and butter out of, and that's ultimately why I love wrestling, because it doesn't make sense why people are punching each other and not, like, legitimately getting knocked out, you know? Anyway, before I plug some stuff, this is for all the people who don't want to hear the plug. Ready? Thank you for watching. Next video will be up soon, so if you wish, please give this channel a subscribe. If you want, turn on the bell. That's your choice, though. No pressure. I'll be added eventually on here again. Now, this is for everyone else who would like to hear this. So, hi. My name's Dylan. I run like 5 other channels on this shtick. I don't know why I called it stick. I run 5 different channels on this YouTube platform. I'm not going to plug them right now. I might in the future. If you know, you know. With that being said, this is going to be like my baby. You know, I'm going to take so much freaking pride in this channel. So, I know it's just one video. There might be one video for like until Monday night. But I plan on, like, I'm going to spoil some things. Ready? I have like some top 10 lists I'm preparing. I have like some reviews of some past Raw and Smackdowns, and even some AEWs. Like, for example, I have the first like Double or Nothing, I think that's what it was. I have like half of that show done. There's also like Money in the Bank, for example. I plan on uploading eventually, whether it's right away or by the next pay-per-view, whatever. However, we'll see how it goes. I'm not going to rush anything on this channel, though. I want to make it to the best of its ability for you. But with that being said, I am going to rush a handful of things. Ready? So every Monday Night Raw and Friday Night Smackdown and Sunday Night Pay-Per-View will be uploaded. Monday Night Raws will be uploaded Tuesday mornings around 6 through 8. Friday Night Smackdowns will be uploaded Saturday mornings around 6 to 8. This is the time frame right now, asterisk. And the pay-per-views will be uploaded Monday. Any Saturday pay-per-views will be... let's try that. Any Sunday pay-per-views will be uploaded Monday around the time frame of 6 through 8. All this is Eastern Standard Time and AM. But yes, basically I'm going to watch it, give them a breakdown of it, record, edit. So it just depends on that, depending on what time I'll get up. But yeah, I plan on hopefully expanding this. I just got to get the hang of this first. I've tried to do this for like 5 to 6 years, but I've rushed it every time and I just panicked and then end up either deleting or canceling the video ideas. So I'm going to take this at baby steps, do 2 at a time, and then see if I can expand from there. But yeah, with that being said though, like I said, to sprinkle in some little teasers, I might have a channel trailer up eventually with a schedule for now on it. I might have random gameplay of WWE related games upon here. I might have freaking, I don't know, a top 10 list on here of WWE games or maybe like actual WWE planned things. I might do a character breakdown on here. You get what I'm saying. It's going to be wrestling themed. And eventually it won't be just WWE. Like it'll be WCW, ECW, NXT, NXT UK, non-WWE licensed things like AEW, Ring of Honor, New Japan Pro Wrestling, even some indies. Maybe I'll go to like an indie one day that you guys don't know anything about. or maybe I call them the indies, but like forgive here. Like maybe I'll do God, I'm not familiar with. Is it Pro Noah or Noah? I might do that. I might do GCW. I might. There's a handful of things I might do on this channel. It's just with due time, we shall see. For now, all I can guarantee is that I'll see you another day, whether it's Tuesday for the Raw review, or maybe I'll post like 8 videos between now and then. Whatever, however, I'll see you for the next video. Make sure, if you enjoyed, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, give me a comment down below if you have some suggestions. Matter of fact, I want this to be a community-driven channel. I don't want this just to be, hey, what's up? I'm an entitled asshole that's going to blab on about fucking wrestling for 18 hours. But yeah, these things are probably going to be long. Sorry about that. Anyway, I love you all. Thank you for watching. Stay alive. Stay safe. Drink you some water. Most importantly, stay sexy, YouTube. Until next time. Bye-bye.